Which brings us to the Newman Center. I did prepare this portion of my remarks, partially because I was outside mulching and ran out of time to finish this, and partially because I wanted to speak directly to all of you, to speak from the heart about my experience here. Everyone in this room is well aware of where the vision and the mission of the Newman Center come from. He's sitting right there. Pat Keeler saw decades ago, long before I was born, and certainly long before I came to the Newman Center, that there is one way to care for our community. There is one way to care for the students who live across the street from us at 495 Skinnersville. One summer I came to Pat. Myself and another campus minister were having a disagreement about the different programs that we could do as campus ministry. And so I came to Pat and said, I think the disagreement is really about why we're doing this. What's the point? What are we trying to do with our students? And so I asked Pat, why are we doing this? What's the point? Pat told me something I will never forget, and that has informed everything I've done at Newman since that day. We are to be the cross on the wall, he told me. The silent reminder of the love Jesus had for all of us and the love we are called to share with everyone we encounter. Though all of you have thanked me profusely tonight, I want you to be well aware that that love is what I have experienced here in this Newman community. The Newman way, the vision, the mission. It is sharing that love. When we say all are welcome, it is opening our doors, as the late Pope Francis spoke of, opening our windows to bring in any person in need of that love and to give it to them without question, without condition. The work of this Newman Center and of any Newman Center and of any church that dares to call itself Catholic is this work of solidarity, of charity, and ultimately of action for justice, of trying to bring about the kingdom Jesus spoke of, a place of peace, compassion, mercy, and love. So again, so many of you have said kind things to me, but this Newman way was lived by all of you long before I came here. And I believe it will continue to be lived by all of you, by your children, by your grandchildren, by the students that all of you selflessly serve. This will happen when I'm gone. This will continue happening because of vision, because of mission. The cross on the wall, that is each and every one of you as representatives of that Newman way. That quiet but tangible reminder that there is someone in the world who cares. For me, when I was a young graduate student who had just moved to Buffalo. For the freshman who's away from home for the first time. For the student who's experienced a breakup for the first time. For the homeless in downtown Buffalo. For our international students who can't afford both to pay their rent and to feed themselves. These are the acts of love that make the Newman Center the Newman Center. And these are the acts of love and generosity that has enabled me to do the work that I have done here. I've been enabled by everything that all of you have done. And so I thank you for that. But I also want to remind you that the work is not done. When Pat retired, I felt that he had left me with both his legacy, but also a trust to make sure that legacy continued. And so collectively today, I leave all of you with the same. We're all here because of vision, mission, the Newman way. That has to continue. There will always be another lonely doctoral student There will always be another hungry undergraduate student. There will always be another person who needs to look at that cross on the wall and not be reminded of pain or suffering or any of the other connotations crucifixion carried with it, but rather be remembered simply that God is love and that he expects us to love each other with that same love. He expects us to love our neighbors as ourselves. And so as encouragement then to this collective mission, this collective purpose, as encouragement then for all of you to continue to give as much as you have done in the past, which is an incredible gift to myself as a student, to all of my students who have come through the Newman Center through the past 10 years. We are all very grateful to you. But to encourage you to continue in that, I, of course, as Father Dan remarked at his bridge lecture, have to end with a poem. It's Ulysses, but much to my confusion, it's not the same Ulysses that was referenced in last week's bridge lecture. I prefer Tennyson to Joyce. My apologies to Father Pat. I'm not going to read the whole thing, it's very long, but I love the very end of Odysseus' reflections upon his long life and the journeys he's had. Some work of noble note may yet be done, not unbecoming men that strove with gods. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes. The slow moon climbs. The deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world. Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong to will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. And so unyielding, let us task ourselves to the noble work of the University at Buffalo's Newman Center, to listen, teach, support, and challenge as we all become persons of transformative faith and love. Thank you. Thank you,